Yo, welcome back to the Cap. This is episode
I've
224.
been
That's
ducking the
RJ
pandemic.
Levychin. That's RJ Levychin, the Omega RJ Levychin. I am the Omega Nate Sperlin. You feel me? We have two projects to talk to you guys about. The first one being Maxo Kream's Weight of the World, and then we finished up talking about Wale's Folarin 2. Yeah, that's it. RJ, you have anything to say? Omega RJ,
top
brother.
5 tonight. Smoking on no top 5 tonight.
Okay, brother. Yes, brother. Okay. That being said, brother, you can
we are not the same. That's Nate.
He's RJ Levychin. All right. You can watch this podcast and listen to it on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Apple Mute. I already said that. Amazon Music and much other ones. iHeartRadio, Verbal, just like all of them, you know. So yeah, check us out. Check out the Omegas. Yo, welcome back to the Cap. This is episode 224. That's RJ Levychin over there. I am Nate Sperlin. Shout out to everybody who is just straight up outraged that Dwight Howard didn't make the top 75 anniversary team.
Shout out to all the people that understand that Klay Thompson is an all-time great.
Top 75?
Bro, if they gave all that respect to Dennis Rodman, I can't believe that Klay Thompson is not getting some type of similar appreciation.
I mean, Klay Thompson, it's let me not
better offensively gifted than why not
Dennis Rodman?
No, not Dennis Rodman. I didn't even mean Dennis Rodman.
Oh, then who?
I meant Scottie
Pippen.
He's a better player than Scottie. Yes, Klay
Thompson is a better player than
is Scottie a better Pippen. Basketball player than Scottie Pippen. Put my RJ stamp on it.
Yo, you got a couple. Yo, you got a cup over there? What you drinking, bro? What you sipping on? That was blasphemous. That was like blasphemy to the third degree. Klay Thompson is better than Scottie Pippen all time.
I think it was more talented. I don't think that he's better than him all the time, like because of resume. But I do think that he was a better basketball player. Yeah.
So to start your team, you're taking Klay Thompson over Scottie Pippen.
Oh, yeah.
No credentials.
No credentials. No.
You're taking Klay Thompson over Scottie.
Give me Klay. Yeah.
You're on drugs. You're on that is. We need to stop overvaluing players who can shoot. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay, well, Klay Thompson is one of the greatest shooters the game has ever seen. This is a music podcast, sir.
I'm just you
don't make me. He got me on here defending light-skinned people.
You can't just start off the podcast with just such blasphemy. I have to correct that. I can't let that rock.
Like, I'm like a devil's advocate. I like to bring the feistiness to the pod. That's what I bring. I bring the feisty. I bring the oomph. The fire, the sizzle, the hot. I can't believe
he did that. This podcast is already off its rocker. So that being said, RJ, how are you doing today? Did I ask you that already? Good. I don't even know.
But you didn't. You don't care about my well-being, but it's okay. I'm excited. I'm gonna go see Dune later. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I'm just really excited for what should be a great movie. Shout out Zendaya one time for the one time.
I'm not seeing Zendaya until Spider-Man comes out, because the new one. The new Spider-Man that's coming out. What? No Way Home?
Yeah, No Way Home.
Oh boy, I am really so excited.
The thing is, they said that it's gonna be the end of Tom Holland's like tenure as the Spider-Man. Like that's how they didn't say it was going to be the end, but they said that that's how they're treating it.
I could see.
So like a lot of things seem like they're gonna come to a close, and like whatever is next. Probably would include Zendaya or the other people. If like Tom Holland is still Spider-Man, I don't think that it'll include a lot of those surrounding.
Nah, Zendaya has to be there. She's probably the best Mary Jane in my opinion, to be honest with you. Because it's like when you think about the age that they're supposed to be, and
Mary Jane was a lot more oblivious.
It's like
A Mary Jane was an oblivious
I just like the awkwardness.
individual.
How the teenage awkwardness just comes off the screen with both of them.
No, it does. I do think that they have natural chemistry, but I also think that Mary Jane is oblivious, and her Mary Jane is like really smart.
Yeah,
and like just savvy.
They also made Flash not a jock and just someone who talks shit. So
true.
Like they did some things here and there, but anyway, I'm doing great. I don't know
how we even got there.
Because you started talking about Zendaya, and I was like, I'm not seeing Zendaya till Spider-Man.
Oh, yeah, because you're a hater, right?
No, I'm not a hater. I just am really excited for the new Spider-Man movie. Like they got the original Doc Ock. All right, my fault. Anyway, thank you for listening and watching on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, Verbal, and more. Do us a favor, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Thank you for doing that. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter at OldMilk Media. Like, follow. Thank you for that. We have 2 projects to talk about. The first one being Maxo Kream, Weight of the World. 16 tracks, 44 minutes long, featuring Tyler the Creator, Mana Leo, ASAP Rocky, Freddie Gibbs, and Don Toliver. RJ, what did you think about Weight of the World?
I think that it's one of my favorite albums of the year.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to address something early.
Mm-hmm.
I think ASAP Rocky's coming soon. He's on the way. He's been on a lot of people's projects. For a person that seems to be hiding away with Rihanna and making her not release any music either, he be doing a lot of motherfucking features. I don't know when people started calling him, because after testing, I would not have called that nigga. I would have waited until he drops some more heat. Then I'd be like, all right, let me call this thing. But it seems like he's doing a lot of shit. So I'm excited for whatever's gonna come next. I think he's been killing it. I think that Maxo Kream is one of the more underrated artists for bad reasons. I don't think that he hasn't dropped a bad project, in my opinion, at least.
From what I've heard, he hasn't.
So when you really look at what he's doing, I think that he's becoming one of the more consistent artists. I think his discography speaks for itself, and I think that this is just like another gem added to his very, very brief but prolific collection, in my opinion, at least.
I enjoyed it. This album came out last Monday, so it didn't technically come out Friday, so that means we had a good music week, because also that's the same weekend that Punk came out, which is great. Anyway, this is a great album. I think the one thing I enjoyed here is that the production is just, you got Tyler the Creator, Hit Boy, produced some of these beats. Like, oh, all right, my fault. And also Tyler rapping on Big Persona is a huge highlight for me. I love that song ever since it came out. All the features really did their thing. Freddie Gibbs opened up a different bag. ASAP Rocky.
Freddie Gibbs killed that shit.
Yeah, bro. He did.
I thought I was like worried about the start off of that song, but then it was like, oh no, this is fire.
Mana Leo did her thing too. I enjoyed her verse, and I want to go listen to some of her music if she has an album yet or not. I'll see. But I think that Maxo Kream. First of all, when we talk about Houston, we have obviously Travis, Meg, Don Toliver. Maxo Kream deserves to be in that conversation in terms of being acknowledged as being one of the better rappers from Houston, or like being the reason why Houston is kind of growing out their fan base a little bit. So I think that he definitely needs to be recognized there. Brandon Banks' last project was really, really good. And there isn't a change from Brandon Banks to Weight of the World in terms of quality, but I do like the fact that he chose different beats and he chose new production, and the fact that he has weird beats that he picks, and he still, like, he has such a very unique flow. And I think it's really just because of how he talks, or how just how the cadence and Richie raps that allows that flow to succeed. It's kind of choppy in a way. Like it's not as smooth, it's not as seamless, but it's just like, we were here, we did this, and then we did this, and I'm rapping, and this is on beat every time. And I really appreciate that. I love artists who have their own help. You could tell as soon as they come on the track, I know who this is. This is Maxo Kream. So I appreciated the project. Really, really good. And now we wait 2 years for the next one, I guess.
Hey, I like the fact that he doesn't rush himself. Uzi was talking to some fans, and this dude was kind of like, once the album dropped, and he was like, bro, like he was like straight up, he was like, I'm taking my time so that it's like a good album, like because if I drop it and it's trash, like everybody's gonna be like, oh, like it's garbage. And dude's like, no, I trust you. He's like, yeah, you trust me to like take my time.
Nah. And he was like, nah, but I really trust you. And he was like, you should never trust anybody like me.
Yeah, he's like, I'm slimy. I was like, I would have left. I was like, yeah, you're right. I'm gonna go home.
Nah, I'd still engage in the conversation.
I'm gonna go home. I'd be like, oh, you right.
I mean, I'm not gonna hold you. This is a tangent, but I feel like low key when I first saw that interaction, I kind of was like, oh, so someone's dropping next week. Because I don't know who's dropping next week, but if Uzi is like, yo, I'm not gonna drop next week for whatever reason, it's like, okay, well, is there someone you should be worried about, Uzi? Maybe someone from California who is arguably the best of all time in over there
Roddy Ricch?
for class. Maybe soon, not now, not yet.
Roddy's coming.
But where Kendrick has
Roddy's coming.
I'm excited for Kendrick. I don't think Roddy's coming, to be honest with you. What makes you think that?
I don't know. I feel like he likes to drop in that like late end of the year vibe. I think
because I feel like
he's a November, December artist. November to January is Roddy watch.
Because I felt like off his last project, I didn't enjoy it as much as everyone else. But he said something, and he was like, "I'm not." He was like, "I'm not going to like. I'm not going to be one of these people that drop every year because I want to experience life and actually have something to rap about."
Yeah, so he dropped at the beginning of 2020.
Yeah, but
2 years.
There hasn't really been anything in terms of his activity, except for what was
he's dropped 2 singles, hasn't he? Late at Night and something else. I'm pretty sure. I mean, he definitely dropped 1 single. Late at Night was fire.
Yeah, he did. He did drop that, but I don't.
And I thought
I don't feel like it's enough for me to really expect anything from him yet. Like I feel like I need like a whole.
Yeah, he followed it up.
When?
Like 2 weeks ago. October 1st. Let me find out. Bino Rideau and Roddy Ricch. I don't know who the hell Bino Rideau is.
I feel like that's a feature.
It's
in the same way that
it's an and.
In the same way that Drake gave Smiley that verse, and it's an and too, but it's not Drake's song. I feel like it's the same thing with Roddy. I don't feel like I didn't count that as a Roddy single, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it's not a Roddy single. We don't have to count it. It's fine.
So it's like, I don't know. But back to Maxo Kream. What did you think about the production?
I thought it was really good. I thought it was a little bit inconsistent, but I thought it was really good. I thought there was a lot of good songs on it, and I really think this is one of my like top albums of the year.
Where would you?
I think I got to give it some more listens, but we'll see.
Where would you rank it right now? Not even like five. Oh wow.
5 or 6.
Oh wow. You think it's better than Vince Staples?
That's who it's tied with right now. Yeah.
Okay. Is there anyone leading right now, or is it that's just what it is?
It's hard, bro. It's hard, bro. I think that Tyler the Creator dropped like the best project, and so I'm trying to see if like it's hard because a lot of these other artists didn't drop anything that like overpowers a good project.
Mm-hmm.
So like in a way that's gonna come off as disrespectful, but by all means doesn't. If people that listen to OldMilk understand my fandom for Tyler the Creator and his artistry, especially, is that I really think that he's going to win off default. Like I think that if Kanye West hit harder, or if Drake had hits, like actual hits, like songs that like people like Girls on Girls is not an example of a song that I think that people like, and clearly neither is Too Sexy. Like those are both examples of songs that I think people are like
polarizing.
There are songs that like do like are not what Drake usually does. It's like this is a song that we all universally like play and like. Because there was no album that has that, like Tyler the Creator dropping the most complete album like wins him that. And when I think about other years, like the year that he dropped Flower Boy, I think that he would have had a top album, but like that nigga dropped an album and then Jay-Z dropped 444. Like it's one of those situations where you're like, damn, you would have had probably the best album, but then like other niggas that like also really, really rap dropped complete albums. And so it's like thinking about like a nigga like Drake, he did not drop a complete album. Think about Ye's not really even in the running because of how much he stretches outside of the hip hop.
What about Nas? You don't think Nas dropped a complete album?
Nas is third on my list right now. And I'm like really trying to gauge like how highly I rate off season. I think that's a big question that I have for myself.
I had like 2 weeks where I was listening to off season and then I didn't go back to it again. Like after the initial week that I was listening to it.
Yeah.
So it's
I think that the hits on that song are crazy though.
Yeah.
But they didn't really pop in the way that I expected them to.
Yeah.
I honestly think that the hits on KOD and Loki and fucking Neighbors off of For Your Eyes Only ran for longer. And I can't tell if that's music consumption or just like the songs themselves.
What is the hit off KOD? The only song I liked on KOD was ATM that I'd listened to over and over and over again.
KOD and ATM. Run it up. That shit was on every NBA.
No, I know.
And also, I think Kevin's Heart was like one of those like R&B joints that got spun a lot by people.
That was I.
And I think that the 1985 song too.
Okay. I don't know. I think if I had to, since we're here, if I had to pick a top 5 in no order, obviously Tyler the Creator is there. I think Young Thug has to be there. I think Nas has to be there. I think J. Cole has to be there.
Like that's what I'm saying. Like, does J. Cole have to be there? Like, I'm wondering. I'm considering.
Like,
I'm not sure. I am not.
Well, I know I have my 3. I know I have Tyler, Nas, and Young Thug. I know that's my 3. Yeah. But in terms of,
that's what I'm saying. So we start looking at these other albums. And we start like poking and prodding them. That's when the Maxo Kream starts edging up more and more and more. Because you start listening to the songs you really like, and you're like, which songs do I really like? And like Maxo Kream has more for me right now, but that's also recency bias. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So it's like there's also
that's another thing too.
Once I get to
I'm trying to
like listen 10, then go back in a very different situation.
I'm trying to go back and think on my listening diets in past weeks. I was listening to Rod Wave's album a lot when it came out, and then the deluxe inspired me to listen to it more. I think that has to be there for me. I
need a sneaky Travie drop.
I want to go back and listen to the Don Toliver album a little bit more because I enjoyed it, and I picked out a lot of songs that I put in my playlist, but I just didn't go back to listen to them.
It's an R&B album. I'm not even gonna consider it.
Who else? Who else dropped?
The lead single for that project was him and Kali Uchis just crying.
Yeah, that's true.
Why would I even consider? Why would I compare that type of shit to fucking Maxo Kream?
I mean, you can. We're just talking about hip hop in general, though. Like, if we're talking about Maxo Kream,
I guess you're right.
Like, I don't. Well, I guess out of everybody I picked, it's all. Well, I don't think Young Thug is there in the same conversation as Maxo Kream in terms of style.
I feel like if we're talking about like artistry within hip hop, like it's a different realm, and like I would have to start like putting Drake and Young Thug and like all these other different like singing melodic artists into like their own category.
Like, if we're talking rap,
then, yeah, then it's different. Then Maxo Kream,
yeah, J. Cole's easily top 5. Maxo Kream has a better case if we're talking strictly rap, but I'm thinking about everything because I'm also including Rod Wave and
see, that's the thing. It's like if we talking about like melodic,
I enjoyed Polo G's album, I enjoyed Migos' album.
And that's what I'm saying. Like those different bags, and that's why it's like hard because then when you start considering them, like you got to consider that, like you don't know if it makes sense to consider them as separate bags or not.
That's true.
We'll see,
but it's top 15, like I said last week. And then
so production wise, like what songs did you like on Maxo Kream project?
Production wise, I didn't. I'm just going to say the ones that I enjoyed in general because I think they all had good beats. I don't think there's any track on Weight of the World where it's like, why did you pick this beat?
I agree.
Like it's all beats where he if you have you listened to Brandon Banks before?
Yeah.
So the difference between a song like Meet Again and a song like Murder Block with A$AP Ferg is like those are two beats that he kills, but they're two beats that are in completely different.
Which is another reason why I like Maxo Kream, because I feel like he doesn't bring like one thing. He's like an artist for real.
Mm-hmm.
Like I feel like that's something like mad niggas do not be talking enough about how Houston artists are artists.
Yeah.
Like more than any other part of the South. Houston niggas be coming with like the most amount of versatility, like regularly, like on average for their artists, like per artist. How many artists did they drop? I feel like that are versatile?
I feel like it's kind of skewed though, because I feel like
that's true, but a lot of Atlanta niggas sound the same.
That's true, but there's also a lot of Atlanta. There's also a lot of Atlanta niggas that don't sound the same too, though.
That's true.
But so it's like just because I feel like it's skewed, and by that, and because of in terms of the testing pool of each city, I guess by that logic, you're correct, because I can only really think of 4 Houston rappers, and like there's like 50 Atlanta rappers, maybe 25. Like that are major right now. So I guess by that logic, yeah. But at the same time, it's like you look at Young Thug, you look at Future, you look at JID, look at there's a lot of
I also want to say that like I'm going to bring in the Doja Cat campaign. We have ignored her.
Oh yeah, I'm determined.
I know why, and I have to. It's time to play devil's advocate. I told you I'm devil's advocate.
I know you want to be. You want to be
Doja
devil's
Cat
advocate.
Campaign is coming. Be ready for it.
I'm cool.
Bro, her and Lil Nas both have more Spotify listeners than Drake.
That doesn't mean much.
I know it doesn't mean nothing to you, but they are the most consumed hip hop acts
because it's
in America.
Because we don't even know what goes into that.
They are the most consumed.
Like, what does that really mean?
They could just have
it could just be people who are like still listening to Old Town Road or whatever. Like, what does that really mean?
When it comes to acts of hip hop,
because when you look at
the niggas that are listened to the most are Lil Nas X and motherfucking Doja Cat.
Because also, additionally, when you look at Lil Nas X's his first week sales, it was only like 100 and something thousand. That's not on the same level.
Booty.
Like that's not on the same level of like Drake or Kanye or anyone.
You heard he got a song with Boosie? You believe him?
We're not doing that.
You believe Boosie?
We're not doing that.
I didn't know you was like that.
We knew, like everybody knew, and it's like I
didn't know Boosie would get on the record too though. Boosie, you got on that record? Let me know. Let me find out.
Anyway, I don't even know how we got here. My favorite tracks on Weight of the World are Big Persona with Tyler the Creator, Local Joker, What I Look Like with Freddie Gibbs, Greener Knots, Mama's Purse, and Trips. Trips is another thing too, the storytelling on some of these songs. Like Trips is, I felt that. I had nothing to do with the situation at all. I'm not even within whatever amount of miles that I need to be in to relate to that song, and it still struck a chord with me.
I definitely agree, but I also think that this album has a great balance of what it needs to, and I think that all his albums are like very balanced, like very well. My favorite songs are 11:59, Streets Alone, What I Look Like, For Real, Whole Lotta, and those are my favorite songs. And probably Believe lots of great songs.
The second time I listened to it, I enjoyed it more. But the first time I was like, I feel like it should have ended on Trips, to be honest, and maybe like put Believe. Not saying Believe is a bad song, maybe place it somewhere else, but I feel like the last song should have been Trips. Especially after like Greener Knots to Mama's Purse to Trips is like, those are 3 kind of storytelling songs, and then you end with Believe, and it's like, like it's a good song again, but it doesn't really fit the mold of the past 3 tracks, which could have been intentional.
I'm looking at these songs, but these features, like, I don't think that he like. The only feature I think he loses to might be Freddie. Freddie might be the only guy that like spits a better verse than him.
I like Monolito's verse.
She's fire.
I enjoy her verse a lot. I think she's the only one that he potentially loses to. Because like Maxo still held his own on every other song, but that's the one where it's like I'm listening for Monolito, not Maxo. That's the only song. Moving on, we have Wale, Folarin 2, 15 tracks. Folarin 2, excuse me. 15 tracks, 48 minutes long, featuring J. Cole, Cool and Dre, Rick Ross, Chris Brown, Jamie Foxx, Sean Stockman of Boyz II Men, Sauce of Backyard Band, Lil Chris of T.O.B., Maxo Kream, Yellow Beezy, and Ant Clemens. RJ, what did you think about Folarin 2? I got it right the second time.
Lackluster, not as good as Folarin 1. I think that this project should have been held on to potentially or developed a little bit more. I think there's more they can do. When I saw him being like, "Oh, I'm dropping an album tonight," I was like, "No, bro, you dropped a good album last time.
Yeah,
do rollout."
Wow,
you dropped a good album.
He had been dropping singles. Like some of these songs are singles.
Real rollout, bro.
The one with Maxo Kream and Yellow Beezy.
Doing, bro? I feel like ever since he did that trash
and also the J. Cole
rollout with fucking Jerry Seinfeld, now he's scared to roll out of something.
The J. Cole and Cool and Dre song was also a single.
Yeah, I remember the Poke It Out.
Yeah,
I feel like Poke It Out came out months ago.
Yeah, that was a weird song.
Long ago.
J. Cole did his thing, but that was a weird. I didn't expect J. Cole to really be on a song like that.
Nah, that
was like you gave us a whole album about you being married and enjoying it, and now like
J. Cole be that's an old verse probably.
It could be. I thought it could have been better. I feel like Wale has 2 fan bases, and it's like one side likes it when he's woke, and the other side likes it when he's more on his R&B shit. And I'm firmly in the woke Wale fan base camp, and I don't really care as much about R&B.
You know, Wale. Like Lotus Flower Bomb?
Not like that, no. Lotus Flower Bomb. That's on Ambition, right? I like the song Ambition better than that. The song Ambition is the best
songs. Those are the 2 best songs.
That's the best song on the project, to me. I didn't really like that song that much. I don't really. It's not something that I'm really a fan of. But he gave us "Wow, That's Crazy" 2 years ago. So that was a really good album because it was him on his woke shit.
But it was a mixture. He had his R&B vibes in there.
Did he?
Yes.
What songs were R&B? I don't really.
The song
I remember enjoying it.
Records. On Chill. Maybe we can be on Chill.
Okay.
That was literally the reason why that album like sold the records that it did.
Yeah.
That song like pretty much carried that shit.
That's fair.
And he admitted that. And I think there's also Expectations with Black. He was singing OD on.
He got Bryson Tiller on it.
Yeah, bro.
Jeremiah. Yeah, they're all right.
Price, Jack Weiss.
Yeah.
Stop playing.
Yeah.
Break my
Kelly
heart.
Price twice, apparently.
Lil Durk was singing. Ari Lennox. He had Kelly Price twice.
That's all right.
He had Kelly Price twice.
Yeah, all right. Ari Lennox on it too. Black.
And that's what I'm saying. Like I agree with what you said.
Jack Way.
I think that he can balance them both. And sometimes he does it well, sometimes he doesn't.
Yeah.
Like looking at the fucking Shine
was.
Oh my goodness, what the fuck are you doing?
Shine was horrible.
Doing? And there's a fucking Travis Scott fucking feature, 2017, 2018, when niggas would just, hey bro, give me the Travis feature for what song? I don't care. Choose one. Just get the fucking.
Give me the Travis Scott feature, and I'll figure out what I do.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, exactly. Tell Travi make a song, and then
do
I'll
whatever you want
on that song. But we gonna call it my song.
You can do it. You can do it acapella too. It doesn't matter. I'll get a producer.
I don't care. Just send me the shit.
For the vocals.
Send me the shit. I want the Travi feature. And then Travi was like, I gotta do another song. And then I think somebody told him, it was like, hey bro, like you hot right now, but like you really giving garbage niggas tracks like for no reason. And Travis was like, yeah, you right. Like Lil Baby had to get told like the same shit. Like someone's like, hey, bro, Lil Baby, like, you know, you could charge like 6 figures for your shit, like 500,000. And Lil Baby was like, y'all right. You are right. I've been giving my verses to some trash niggas from the streets. You right. I could probably stop that.
I mean, what did you think about the beat selection here? There were some beats here I did not like at all, and some of them sounded dated.
Some of them are so boring.
Jump
bro.
In. I Jump In is I did not enjoy that song at all. I
just wish that he had consistency.
Yeah.
And I would like what I'm doing is you looked at the editor's notes on Apple. It's talking about all the samples and like all this stuff that like Wale likes to be on. And I just feel like sometimes he chooses the wrong samples. Yeah. To me, I feel like the biggest thing when you're making part 2 or volume 2 or whatever is that you capture the energy
of the first one.
Right?
Yes. Savage mode.
Yeah, like being especially if it's a series. If it's a series, then stay consistent with that series. And I don't feel like he made a project that sounds like if I got back in the Folarin bag after dropping Wow, That's Crazy. Because I feel like it would have been like, all right, I'm at the peak of my woke. Now let me get my R&B bag.
So because I haven't listened to Folarin 1. So for the audience,
it had hits.
What do you think differs from Folarin 1 to Folarin 2 that was missing?
I think that a lot of it is luck to a certain perspective, because I think when you look at Folarin 1, like it's not about, there's a lot of hits on it, and it's not necessarily about what the sound was. But when I think of like The Show, Let a Nigga Know, Chun-Li, Get Me Though, they were just like hits on it. And he had so many rap niggas on it, like rapping. Like even he had Hit Boy rapping on that shit. He had fucking Trinidad James on the shit. Like he had Nipsey Hussle on the shit. Like it was similar. It wasn't what's it called? It wasn't Wow, That's Crazy. But I always felt like it was about the balance of multiple sounds for a guy like Wale at all times. And the big thing with Folarin 1 is that he dropped, it was kind of like a deluxe situation where like he dropped like the hit song with Rihanna like after the fact. Like he made like Bad was kind of like used to push it. And I don't even fucking see Bad on Folarin, even though it definitely is. Like I'm pretty sure it might just be on the wrong version. They don't have the deluxe version here or something. But Bad should be on this project with fucking, I forget who originally sang the chorus, but he then changed it to Rihanna. Because that was like that's how big the song was going to get. Like he was like, like I know that like you nice, but like Rihanna. You know what I mean? Is that like it was a lot more rapping. I feel like he's not like he chooses his features a little bit weirder now. I feel like, you know, I don't know if it's like the label not doing things, but like that nigga be getting one feature. And I felt like it should have been more like good rap songs or like more like straight up R&B, like fire cuts. And I feel like he was trying to toe the line too much. Like Wale don't ever need to toe the line because if you're a fan of Wale, you're fine with both bags and you understand that they're separate and distinct.
What's also interesting is that all the tracks except for one with features are grouped together.
Yeah.
So like it's intro. I think there's track 2. Track 3 is the one with J. Cole and Cool and Dre, and then it's just Wale. And then after it's everybody, Wale and everybody else. And then the last track, I believe, is the final one with just Wale on it. So it's just interesting
sequencing.
Yeah, it's an interesting sequencing as well. It wasn't like it still flowed relatively fine for what the songs were, and each one leading into the other. But I don't know. It kind of felt a little dated too, if I'm being honest.
Definitely.
Like some of the other, like Name Bell Ring felt like a song that should have came out in like an anthem that would have came out in like 2011, 2012.
That might be Wale's issue too. His beat selection terrible. Yeah. His beat selection can be poor.
So
but Wow, That's Crazy was good.
Yeah, it was.
And I'm still hyped for the next album. And I do think that he has. I feel like I don't know if he goes through enough. I think that he needs to experience more between emotional albums, and that woke albums should be what he focuses on more. So, but that like emotional album should come like every like 2 years or so.
Yeah, I mean, what's the gap between this one and the last one?
2 years.
Yeah, it is 2 years. Wait, how has he been? Yeah, I
wonder
mean,
what
for the
he's-
most
I
part, it
wonder-
has been 2 years.
I
The
wonder what he's gonna
Gifted is
sell.
2013. The album About Nothing was 2015. Shine was 2017. Wow, that's crazy. 2019. And then Folarin to 2021. Okay, that's interesting. What are your favorite songs?
Favorite songs.
I got Caramel, Fluctuate, and Light Years featuring Rick Ross.
Angels, Down South, and Extra Special.
All right, cool. So that's the end of the episode. RJ, do you have anything to tell the people?
Man. Nah, I don't got nothing to say.
All right, that being said, that is RJ Levichin over there. I am Nate Sperlin. This has been The Cap, episode 224. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Please hit the like button and subscribe. Follow OldMilk on Twitter, on Instagram and Twitter at OldMilk Media. Stay safe, wear a mask, wash your hands, get vaccinated if you can. Understand the definition of a pandemic, please, and see you next Tuesday. They don't be knowing.